Streaming. Okay. All right, now it's going. What should we name this? North, East, Mid East chat.
Sure.
And okay. Option. All right, so that's on. Now I just need to change it so that it's taking the whole screen. Display capture. I need the link. What's the link? I'm trying to find the link so we can share that link out. Right here. See if you can come in. No, I need this one. Okay, here we go. I give it to you too, see if you can share it, and then we can do the chat with everybody.
All right.
There we go. What's the video capture? Okay. Transition. How about that? Can I do that now? Come on, turn it on. Existing. Where's existing? There we go. Okay, so I have to put this here like that. Transition. Alright. Error received. Alright, I think it's working. You can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Alright, so let me see if I can share screen so you can see the... Oh, 4 people in it right now. Okay. Yeah, I figured it out. Alright, I'm gonna share the chat Can you guys hear Chris? Chris, say something so they can test it out.
What's up, guys?
Oh, you can see the chat. So can you guys hear Chris?
Anybody?
No, they don't hear you? Alright, let me try a different way. Alright, try again. Can you guys hear Chris? Chris, say hi.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
You guys hear Chris? Yes? No? Hey, Christina. Oh yeah, so good. Yay, it works. Awesome. Now it works. So Chris, there's gonna be a little bit delay on the voice, so we just kind of have to, you know.
Oh, and I'm getting an echo because I'm trying to watch the feed too, so
You can mute the feed though.
it's just.
If you mute the feed, you can just hear me anyway. So you just need to hear me anyway.
Oh.
And go ahead and share that link with your group. See if anybody want to come up and chat. I will share it with East as well. There we go. Cool. And I will shrink this so I can see the chat. Oh, come on. Alright. Put it right here. Cool! Now we can get started. I will let a cigar and we can chat. So today I'll be smoking a Rocky Patel Royale. This is my second one today because I just had a Filthy Viking earlier today. And because I had a coffee already, so I'm gonna have a drink today. And if you wonder what this is this. Single malt Miyakikyo, non-aged expression. And Chris, because I don't know about him, he still is vaping today.
Hey, I just got my Filthy Vikings today. I can't smoke more today.
No, you should be smoking that today. So right now we have just a few people. We'll see if anybody want to join us. Should we post it on the... Nate and Christina, go ahead and share the link with people, see if they want to come in and chat too. Let's have a little chat for Saturday. I will post in the trade group too, see if anyone even join. Why doesn't it? How does the chat work? Are you on YouTube? Are you on phone? On the phone?
Yeah.
No, I'm actually I'm talking to the Northeast chapter. Want to see if that. Let me see how I'm gonna get this going. Come on. Why can't I make this post? Why won't it let me? Yeah. All right. So I am posting in the Northeast chapter to see anybody want to join. Thanks, Christina. While we wait a little bit. It's actually my first time doing like this format, so we'll see how that works out. Oh, it smells so good. Of course, I always out of gas on the cigars. Christina, are you smoking anything, Christina? Please tell me you're smoking something if you come up with it for a chat.
Like I said, I would, but I am restricted by the rules of resting cigars.
The cigar definitely has rested in the package. Yum. Light but yum. Alright, so guys, if you want to participate in the chat, just make sure you go to the YouTube, right? And then under the screen, you should see it to the right that says chat. And make sure you change the chat to live chat, because if you don't see some people. And I don't know why we have this guy that says took his son to the park, he got home and the goldfish is dead. I have no idea how that come up, but yes, somebody's goldfish is dead. Let me make sure the door is closed so my wife don't have to smell the cigar smell. Alright, I'm back. Okay, let's do this. Hey, Jonathan. Hey, Glenn. Yes, people are joining. Awesome. So Chris is also on. He is looking at the feed, and he's using his phone. We're kind of cross-chatting to make sure we can all hear each other. So
What's up, Dan?
he'll be with us chatting tonight.
It's after 13 years of a partner, you really are.
Nice. Drew State Sampler. That sounds pretty good. What's my Skype name? Is Mugen Osora. I'll type it for you.
Yeah, you better type it because I don't think anyone can spell that.
You know, I love to hear Tim pronounce it because he always gets it wrong. Hey, Brian. Thanks for coming in. We're just chatting. Chris is also on the line. You should be able to hear him as well.
Well, Tony, I'm vaping, but at least I'm vaping Cuban tobacco flavor.
Is that even a flavor for vaping? I don't know. Does it even taste like one?
Not really. It's way too sweet to be any cigar.
Oh my god. That's the thing about vaping, so it usually happens. Who else is on? Let's see. We'll have just a few people, not a lot, but it's enough for us to chat. Okay. Let's see. Why do we have this? That's what's going on. Hey, who's this?
Hey there.
Hey.
It's Nate.
I don't know how that's gonna work. Hold on, let me see if I can add him back in. I have no idea how that works, so let's see if that works. Yo, Chris.
Hey, can you hear me?
Chris.
Oh.
Chris. You still here? I think Nate just joined as well. He just called in. I don't know if he got disconnected. Oh my god, how to use this thing?
I see him though.
Yo, is it working? Chris, you can hang up the other one. Did you hang up the other one?
Yeah.
Yeah, let me go to the other one and hang up. Hold on. There we go. You guys, I gotta let me join back, yo. Nate and Chris, why don't you guys hang up and let me call you guys again? Nate and Chris, let me call you guys back. Go ahead and hang up the call. What is a flavor cigar vaping takes up on the. Hold on 1 second, Christina. Let me get all these up and then so we can all talk about that. I'm gonna call them both. I'm gonna try this again. Nate, go ahead and message me your here we go again. Here we go again. Wait, didn't he call me? What's going on? Oh my god. This is what happened when we use technology for the very first time and does not work that well. But let's try this again. Let's do this at Nate. Yo!
Yo, what's up?
How do we add Nate back? Do you add Nate already? Or is it here? Oh, here we go. Answer. Yo, you guys seen this one?
There we go.
Oh, finally. Hold on. 1 second. Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna put this on hold. Hold on 1 second. There we go. Hang up this one. Alright, come on. Come on. Resume call. Let's go. Let's go. There we go. You guys hear me? Yes?
Yeah, we can.
Alright, so I'll put this right here. And let's start. Yes, let's start. Yes! Alright, so you guys might want to open up another feed for the words that's going on for the chat room, because they're asking right now what we think about flavor cigars and vape take off the market. So I personally think that vaping might not. It's not the same as cigar, right? So it's like a temporary relief, and unless you're playing you're doing like the tricks and stuff, I really don't think that people use it all that much. It's more like a temporary fix.
Yeah, I get that. I've done it all. I've done the big hog comps. I've done the vape tricks and all that. But it gets old. It really does.
Cigar is just more different. I mean, when you're vaping, right, you're not really tasting all that flavor, right? You're tasting that like very artificial flavor. But when you're doing like cigar, it's totally different. It's organic. So I don't think vape is gonna replace cigars. I think that vape is gonna be more popular with the younger people, or as a temporary replacement for something. People who try to quit cigarette or something like that. I don't think it's gonna be much of.
The original point of vaping was to quit smoking. That was like the main purpose of vaping, and then it kind of took off.
That's what I did. I quit smoking with vaping.
I don't think I see a lot of people actually vape to quit smoking, but I think they still didn't quit smoking. The only difference is that they spend all the money on vaping instead of cigarettes. So
it is true with some people. They do that.
It became its own entity, and it went from a tool to quit smoking to like just a new fad.
Nate, I just noticed you're not smoking anything or drinking
I know
anything.
I work right now, actually.
I work.
Yeah, my job after about 8 o'clock is really easy. Like, my clients are in bed, finish my paperwork, and yeah.
All right, cool. So the flavor stuff is getting taken off.
I have my little logo right here. It's called Hey Harlem. So if you guys, any family members that you guys have that are in need of housing, it's a really great company. A little bit of a plug. Great company.
So yeah, let's talk about a very controversial topic because I was just on Facebook earlier before Nate messaged me and says, hey, let's go on a chat, and I figure it's kind of cool that way we can test out the idea with Quiz on here, and then we can all chat together. So earlier I was looking at the Facebook and people were talking about mold on the cigars, and obviously there's various type of mold, and plume is a type of mold, and
yeah, it's type mold.
I mean,
yeah, I don't know much about the whole cigars in general. I do know a little about mold and whatnot. There are different varieties of healthy mold. Penicillin is mold. But the thing is
my father was allergic to it.
Well, some people are allergic to it. Yeah.
This big thing that people think is like. The thing is kind of like not really overrated. I'm trying to find the right word, but like plume is kind of like a weird entity in the cigar world where like people just think it's like some like weird. I don't know. Kind of lost the train of thought, but it comes down to mold.
So before we continue, Quiz, you need to sit down, man. You're making me dizzy.
No, I'm standing in the kitchen. I'm actually getting some coffee right now.
Ah, okay. Yeah, because you're moving, and then all I saw is the background shaking. So like I'm staring at you, and I'm getting dizzy. So yeah, in terms of mold, right? There's good molds and bad mold. Obviously, cheese is developed by mold, and a lot of people are basically very, I guess, aggressive towards this topic. And obviously, we all know cigars will mold. They either come in the form of plume, or they will come in the form of, aggressive mold that will take over and it will damage your cigars. And obviously, I was looking at it, and this one of the members said any type of mold is bad for you. Well, it's not true from my point of view. But are you not gonna smoke your cigar if you just got a little bit mold on it? Because I will smoke it. I don't care, so long as it doesn't taste like crap, I'll continue to smoke it.
It's kind of like a weird gray area because, there's a lot of molds that are good for you. There's also a lot of molds that are bad for you. And if you don't know what you're looking for, and say that you like ingest a harmful mold, you could be looking at a lot of stuff, a lot of medical ailments. Like you can be in a lot of hurt. I'll just brush this off and, but I would at least look it up. It's worth the group of dirt. Like, you don't want to
So you guys are kind of skipping off a little bit. I don't know if it's your reception or the connection where you're at. Chris, I don't know if you want to turn off your video feed for now, just see if it gets better. Because right now I have 3 people on. Here we go. Let's see if that works better. If not, then we can turn it back up. It is what it is. So let's start where this whole thing come out. Like when I was growing up, I was told any food mold are not that bad for you. In terms of the science behind it, a lot of people are allergic to it. When you breathe it in, it's really bad for you. But most food grade mold are usually like white, like they're like powder. They're not that bad for you. Your stomach acid just take care of it and no issue. Any mold with color is bad for you. Black mold, green mold, blue mold, anything that you can think that has color is a big no-no. So if I see white mold on my cigar, I'm not gonna worry about it. If I see white powder on my cigar, I dust it off. But if I see
Plain blue cheese, like it's blue mold on cheese.
blue cheese, that blue chunk is actually not mold. It's a result of mold, so it's not really mold.
I would say I would be careful if you found white powder on your cigar.
Well, that depends. Where have you been placing your cigars?
I don't know. A lot of them come from South America.
So, a lot of like aficionado will argue whether or not they will all say it's smokable. They will smoke it if you're aficionado, and they look at white plume as something pleasant, so they will smoke it. And if it's that bad for you, and I'm pretty sure there's got to be some factor of where plume is bad for you, but it's not. It gives you a different taste, so people kind of enjoys it more.
Well, the factor that like mold will be destroyed with fire. So,
No, you won't actually. It's the opposite. Mold sprays more under fire. Isn't that weird? So when you lit a fire to burn mold, the mold spore will blow up, and once it blow up, its spore goes everywhere. So it actually spreads the mold.
Yeah. Just me personally, I would, if I have like like me not knowing a lot about cigars, if I would like run into some sort of mold, I would definitely just do a quick Google search and just make sure.
Well, that's the thing. On Google, there's so many contradicting informations. People say you can, people say you cannot. The rule of thumb is that if you see chunks of mold, like huge dots, that's a mold, but for sure. If you see dusting of white powder, that's like in a colony, they are usually a plume, but they're both mold. Just what kind of mold? It's like it's a type of fungi, so it will kind of evade your cigar. Just one is less than the other. What do you guys think over in the chat room? What do you guys think?
I said dust it off and smoke it anyway.
Yeah, I dust it off and smoke it anyway.
Yeah, at the end of the day, yeah, I'd probably smoke it. Cigars are too expensive to just throw away and just waste. You only live once, so why not? If I gotta go from mold, might as well do it in a way that I can enjoy.
Right? I think so. Christina, what about you? Would you do it? Would you just dust it out, even if it's real, like even if you think it's like a mold, like it's chunk? When you wipe it off, you actually stain the leaf. Would you still smoke it?
Think of it this way: if you smoke a mold that has health benefits, sweet, you just got some cool health benefits from a cigar.
Well, there's definitely a lot of health benefits, but it depends how you see it. Because in terms of medical research, they always cherry pick the data that they needed for their paper, right? They're not gonna say, if they're paid by an anti-cigar company, they're gonna write things as anti-cigar. The cigar actually will curve your insulin, so it depends. Some people who are diabetic, they will actually smoke it to kind of like curve their insulin, or people that I don't know, too skinny, or it will lower your blood pressure too. So but then if you went over a specific amount, like if you smoke 10 a day, you'll probably have high blood pressure because the oversaturation in your blood with the nicotine. So it's like how you want to cherry pick your data.
I like Christina's answer.
She said she was go as far as nothing is sprouting out or falling off. She will smoke it. I would. Why not? I smoke it even if the cigar looks like explosion. I'll smoke it. I don't know if you've seen that picture I posted.
Yeah, with the really dry
Yeah.
wrapper coming off and it falling apart.
Yeah, that thing looks like I sent that photo to my mom, and my mom was like, "What the hell? Did somebody put a bomb inside your cigar?" I actually like that photo. Oh yeah, did you guys notice that Tim has been putting out more video this week? I don't know what's going on with that.
Neither do I. How many did he put out this week? 3, 4?
Yeah, 3 or 4, not including the accident.
I don't know. I'm not complaining. I love his videos.
Not including the one Christina got tricked into watching.
The biggest shame, though, is because of the whole thing with smoking and whatnot. It's a shame that like all of his videos are like automatically demonetized. I personally think that that's not fair.
Oh, demonetized? I didn't know that because I have YouTube Prime, what they call it, whatever now. So
YouTube Red or whatnot.
Yeah. Well, they changed the name again. So, and I don't ever see advertisements. So I don't know if he's making money out of that. But I don't think that's why he cares though, because he's really promoting the cigar for all of us. So.
Yeah, I know, but he totally deserves it though, man. Like he makes great quality content, and he deserves to be compensated for.
But is it demonetized? I don't know if it's demonetized though, because we have a lot of cigar reviewers. They are monetized.
A lot of times they're sponsored by private companies, but when in regards to like the advertisers that Google uses, a lot of them won't allow their product to be advertised to tobacco products. Like the ad revenue is very little or non-existent to smoking channels.
I think in terms of that, because every time he goes out, he put on a promotion, we all buy cigars. He make money out of that. I don't think he really cares for that, you know, because there's a lot of requirement on YouTube. You must have 10,000 viewers plus to even start monetizing it, and then your average had to be a certain amount, and then and the pay is nowhere near much the work that he had to put into editing those videos. So. Because I know a lot of YouTubers that's like broke.
Yeah, I know Tim does it because it's his passion, but he just deserves it. And the whole stigmatism against tobacco, it just it's like so villainized.
It's the image, right? Because if this was 50 years ago, if this technology happens 50 years ago, where everybody everything is normal. Smoke is actually a really classy thing, then yeah, money will go. But then there are more people that's against tobacco than people that's for tobacco, right? So.
Kind of like an off-topic thing, but we should do a podcast. That'd be fun as hell.
Yeah, I need to figure out how to do that because we're at a different area, and then you guys only have cell phone, right? Don't have a setup.
No.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's easy as like getting your computer and hooking a mic up to it.
Yeah, but you guys like for example, you're at work.
I don't know. We could do it when we have we're all available. We could do like a little bi-weekly or monthly podcast, just a little recap of cigar daily life and the cigar world in general.
Sure, I don't mind. I have time. If anything, I got time.
You and me both.
Yeah, same. And with podcasts, they don't have to be live. They could be like they could be done ahead of time and then released later. Like do a live version, then save it, and then re-release it at a later date.
I don't mind at all. I can do this all day. If everybody had the time, I could sit here and chat all day. Just sit here and chat for 12 hours. I'll even eat in front of the camera. No problem for me.
No shame.
Oh yeah, I have kids. I'll have like I'll just like lock them in the room. I'm joking, but you know.
But that would be fun. I mean, this is a good test though. Like this could work. But I've seen a lot of cross interview and cross videos on YouTube where people are able to do multiple. I just had to figure out how to set that up because I only have one program that I'm using, the OBS Studio. So I actually have to do more research on it.
Or I don't know. Chris has a PlayStation. We could all stream on Twitch and do something simultaneously.
But that's the thing. When you do on Twitch, I don't mind to do Twitch. I have Twitch account too. I can stream from that. But the thing is that when you stream on Twitch, there's no way of streaming for everybody else. Like there's not gonna I don't know.
I mean, on a PlayStation, you can. You just join in the same party. Yeah, you won't have the like the video game feed from all three players. But if you join a party, the chat could hear all three of us as long as we're in the same party.
Christina, Twitch is a streaming service. Most people stream video game on it, and there are people that chat on Twitch. It's basically just streaming, chatting, and
Twitch users are more doing more IRL stuff.
Or they just they have female that like to show close to naked stuff on it, and they get donation on it. This is on the side. Did you know one of the Twitch player was a female? And then I think she migrated to like adult video industry, and she literally just like pretended she accidentally streamed porn on Twitch.
Well, you can look on YouTube. There's this one pretty big Twitch streamer where for months, almost a year, he faked being in a wheelchair, got sympathy donations, and then one day he ended his stream, forgot he was pretending to be handicapped, and he just stood up and walked off screen, and his girlfriend was like, "Oh, look at that."
Christina, you just found out what hashtag is? Like really? Like no joke?
Your internet go out?
I have no idea what happened. My internet is good, but I don't know what happened. Let me see.
We can hear you now. You're fine.
All right. I don't know what happened. It's probably because I'm having so much internet thing going in and out, and then just kind of went crazy a little bit.
Do you have that Google Fiber, bro?
I have gigabit connection for sure, yeah. But then I have very large usage in my house as well. I have 10 computers running.
Well, as Nate being one of my members, he can tell you, we just started a new discussion, and I'm still trying to get into all of that. I still got messages flying in from that one.
Which one? What did I miss?
With our chapter, we wanted to try and do bombs.
Oh, the cigar bomb thing?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Tony. I think that's a really great idea. Basically, what a cigar bomb is. Do you know what a cigar bomb is, Tony?
Is it like cigar box?
Yes, no. Basically, you have a list of members that want to participate, and then just through the kindness of their heart, they just send cigars and other various cigar-related stuff to members, and it's kind of just like like gifts back and forth.
Oh yeah, that basically. One of the things that I'm concerned about is because it's not just cigar. You actually had to buy stuff, and I don't know how that will intervene with the trading guy post thingy. So I try not to involve any financial related stuff on it. That's why I've been doing just the cigar train, because you send whatever cigar you already have, right? So it's not really using any financial thing on it. I don't know how Tim will feel about that. That's why I didn't bother with it.
Okay, there's no like financial obligation. And you don't necessarily have to buy anything. You just kind of like send what you want, and there's no like actual obligation to do it.
But if there's no obligation, isn't that kind of defeat the point? Because you're sending random stuff to a bunch of people, right?
It's more of like the Brotherhood of the Leaf type of thing, where you just send things through the kindness of your heart, and it's kind of like
what you did with the Cuban. Although I still need to get you that Macanudo crystal.
It's okay. I can wait. I'm not in a rush.
Joe kind of, a member in our chapter, kind of explained it. The main focus is to take like the people that are more fortunate. They pass it down and share what they have to other people, and then in return they receive something in return. But there's no obligation to get something back. There's no expectation like, oh, I sent this out, so I'm going to get something better. No, it's all about sharing and passing along your passion for cigars, and just it's all about the Brotherhood of the Leaf.
I totally understand. I mean, right now I'm only trying to do something simple that I know I can manage in terms of everything going on, one game at a time. And I'm pretty sure by the time we set up the chapter better, that it will be easier to handle stuff like that. Especially when you do that kind of stuff, you will need everybody's address, right? And people who you're sending stuff to, you'll have to
and that was they already managed that. There's like a little bit of a spreadsheet or like a list of addresses, and you can either anonymous or like list your name. So, and it's all volunteer based. It's not like you don't have to give people your address. You can be anonymous, and there's no pressure whatsoever.
All right, Tony, check your messages.
Yeah, I saw it. The cigar bomb idea. I mean, I'm pretty sure eventually we can definitely do that. I'm not brushing it off or anything. I'm just seeing how I'm gonna manage that, something like that, because it is a bunch of address and bunch of information that we want to put it together. I want to do it right. If I'm gonna do some events, I want to make sure we do it right.
And
I mean, it's
like an Excel spreadsheet would totally be ideal.
Because right now I already have an Excel spreadsheet of, everybody that has named the name for the chapter, but I cannot even get half the people to join the announcement board. So it's like I'm trying to do one thing at a time and see if I can get everything together, for sure. I mean, I feel like it's a really fun thing to do, for sure. Just how we're gonna do it, and I definitely have to read through these 5 rules.
Yes, there's some misspellings, but I think someone was just trying to rush through typing the actual rules.
And this is the Mid-East group that you guys going back and forth about?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ohio represent.
Wow, this cigar burns so funny. It's like,
yeah, I was seeing it.
This is why I don't really smoke Rocky Patel, but once in a while, why not?
On YouTube, I saw a really cool video of like a factory tour where they went from beginning to end the entire Rocky Patel like process from seed to like shipping. It was really
I watched the same video. It's like 36 minutes long. and it's actually the president or owner running you through the whole thing.
It's a tough job. I mean, I'm sometimes surprised how cheap some cigars are. And it's like, how do you make profit on that? You know, sometimes.
Well, if you're cranking out thousands and thousands of cigars a day,
but still,
lower profit margin.
But that's the thing. You're talking about cigars, right? So a lot of, like Tim has mentioned this before, for average cigars, the markup is 100%. So for $2 a cigar, markup 100%, that's like $1. $1 a cigar, and you have to pay the employee. I'm pretty sure they the employees get paid pennies, but still, it still takes time to roll those cigars. It still takes time to grow those cigars, and obviously, maintaining a farm is not that easy either. You know, imagine you buying vegetable, that's like $1.
Yeah, are there even factories like that in the States? Like huge manufacturing plants like you would see in like Nicaragua? Do those exist in the States?
I don't think inside the state, because the labor would be way too high, and obviously you have to grow.
Like factory tours, like hundreds of workers, each of them making, like, even if it was minimum wage, like depending, like, I think ours in Ohio is like $8.75. If all those employees were making that much money, they would be horrible, like profit.
Yeah, right. So if you think about how those are distributed, how the wealth is distributed for the cigar industry, I can understand the premium cigars. They are charging premium for something that probably costs just as much to make as like a $5 cigar, and there's profit in it, so they can actually pay the employees. But some budget cigars, I sometimes wonder how it's done, that it can actually still make profit. Granted, they're not long leaf cigars, so they probably have inferior leaves and stuff like that. But still, it's a lot of work. You make more money selling hamburgers.
Well, not to mention that I don't think a lot of people in the States would be willing to do that work.
Well, that's why we're not in the cigar industry, I guess.
Yeah, you're not going to have, like 20-year-old, Jessica with her liberal arts degree, picking tobacco.
Christina talking about a cigar lounge it's like a barbershop. They'll give a shot with each haircut. So is that a bar or is that a cigar lounge?
Could be all three.
Yeah, it'd be cool. Well,
if they have something like that, I won't have enough hair to cut. Every time I have to go in there, just get a haircut.
Or you could always like grow out your hair and just take off an inch at a time. So get 10 haircuts, get 10 cigars, and then after that 10th haircut, you got the right length that you want. Just gotta chisel it off.
Or just go in there and get a shave and then have a shot and a cigar. I don't know. It's really hard because I was talking about yesterday. For example, Massachusetts has a law that any place that is considered themselves cigar lounge, basically allow you to smoke cigar in there, they must have 51% sale from cigar. So if they make $60 today, $31 or $31+ must be from cigar.
There'd be some way around it, exorbitantly, inflate the cost of the cigar in order to
But still, I'm saying, it's so easy. Over the 2 hour course of 2 hours, right? You can probably have 1 whiskey and 3 beers, and that will cost you close to $30 or maybe $40, depends what you drink, right? But for
like
2 hours you spend $41 on cigars. That's pretty hard.
Drinking wise, I don't know where you drink, but like 2 beers and a shot, that's like $10, not even.
So I went with Justin Wagner. He's from Ashland. We went to this cigar lounge, and just there for 2 hours, I think our bill was like $70-something, and that's just a few beers and one whiskey. That was it.
That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous.
A cup of whiskey will cost you about $15, or single malt will. So
yeah,
it adds up fast.
I don't know. I'm not bougie when it comes to whiskey. I'm just happy with my Jameson and Dewar's.
2 days ago, I was in an event which they don't allow cigar there. Really pissed me off. But because it's in the Museum of Art, so they don't allow smoking there. But they were making this drink. It tastes like coffee. It's whiskey, but it tastes like coffee. I need to find out what it is. I was like, whiskey that tastes like coffee? I'm in.
So Nate, you're an Irish whiskey person.
Are you? I love rum too. I actually like Dark and Stormy. A lot of people hate it. Rum and Coke, you can't go wrong either.
Oh, I do bourbon neat.
Most of the time I do Scotch with water. So today I'm drinking this single malt. Miyake-Kyo is sweet, very fruity. Because I already had my coffee earlier today, I don't want to overload myself with caffeine.
Dude, I'm actually going to be getting off of work soon. I'll be joining the chat soon if you guys are on.
Yeah. I mean, I'll stay for a little bit. I mean, tomorrow's Sunday. How many people are going to work? I mean, there's not a lot of people. I think there's only 4 of us right now. No one else is joining. I don't think anybody else from your Mid-East group is coming in. So.
All right, but yeah, I'm gonna head out, and then if you guys are on, I'll join back in.
Cool.
All right, guys. I'll catch you guys later.
Later, Nate.
Later, Nate.
See?
So, Christina, you have not tried Dark and Stormy? Dark and Stormy is basically rum and ginger beer, I think. And a little bit of Coke. I think that's what it is. It's actually a very famous drink for, like Bermuda. I think everybody go to Bermuda drink Dark and Stormy. When I go there, like as soon as I get there, I find a bar to drink that right away. I mean, they have a lot of beer, local beer too, but I still like the Dark and Stormy better.
I agree with that one.
Very nice. So we need to get gift cards for Tim. I don't know how that's gonna work out because it's hard when the shop is selling gift cards. It's very hard to balance because when you're basically pre-selling stuff that you might not have. So you're getting the money in, but then your inventory might not match the gift cards. So it makes doing balance sheets a lot harder. In terms of doing a business, selling gift card is hard. So because you're expecting a good line of growth. If you sell gift cards, you'll have a peak of sales. So all of a sudden everybody buys a gift card. So you're making a lot of income, but your things are not going out. So it's hard to do the balance sheet. And then you have a large amount of time where you have a lot of inventory go out because people are using gift card, but you're not making that money. So it actually ends up, it's harder to run a business when you can't predict how your money is gonna go in and out, how your inventory is gonna go in and out. All of a sudden you'll lose all your inventory because everybody used their gift card during Christmas, but that money you already have in the bank. My cigar is about to go out, so I had to give it more puff.
You got quite a crooked ash on there.
I smoke it. I don't care what kind of crooked ash they have. I will smoke it even this is exploded right now. But it looks kind of cool, actually. It's like it stays. It's still together, but it's just missing a side.
Like that's got like runs and then it's got splits.
Right? It is so weird, but hey, if it works, it works. And I mean,
It hasn't canoed, has it?
oh, it's kind of canoed, but I'm trying to fix it. Oh, it fell down. Hopefully it will fix itself, so I don't have to fix it. I actually don't like to relit. Whenever I relit it, it tastes like burnt leaves. Not that cigar is not burnt leaf, it's really burning leaves, but it has that burnt taste to it. Like, you know, if you leave a cigar sitting there for too long. Kind of taste. I don't like that taste. So what did you do today? I had a super early day today. I don't even know why. I thought I went to bed late last night, and then turns out I woke up super early. Changed my tire to winter tire because I don't want to get stuck in snow again. And basically just took my wife out shopping. And that took pretty much majority of the day. I really need to find other things to do on the weekends other than taking my wife shopping. There we go. Okay, coffee machine. No, my coffee machine makes espressos. So to make the design, it's actually a large learning curve, I guess. So when you make espressos, this top layer is called a crema. So if you use the wrong machine, coffee comes out, you'll never be able to make it. Only the espresso can make it. So when you have espressos, and you have steamed milk, and the steamed milk has the lighter part and the foamy part. So when you dump it in, the lighter part, it goes to the bottom of the coffee and it supports whatever that's gonna stay on the top. So if you get the mixture just right, the cream will stay on top to do whatever design is. And then if you're used to making the design using your milk, then you'll be able to make the designs on it. I treat it as if it's a happy thing, right? So you're like, oh, dump it on, and then you just make a design. It makes you dump the milk into the coffee or espresso in a slower pace, in a specific pace. So it separates the coffee better, and then it tastes better.
Well, make it sound real simple, don't you?
I can tell you that the first year when I tried to do this, nothing ever comes up on the top. I cannot get the white to flow on the top. It takes a lot of practice. But I think, you know, it was fun to make, so I enjoy doing that. So it makes my wife giggle. So I do it all the time.
So what flew into your coffee or espresso?
Oh, when I was trying to make a mermaid. So
Yeah.
I draw out the mermaid, the outline. I don't know if you can tell the outline, how they have the tail and the body and the face. And my wife was playing with a little toy that, we always buy toys when we go to Japan. Those little tiny toys, you can see that it's full of foam because it's a little doggy. And she was tossing it around. It flew right into the cup. Christina, I used the Nespresso machine. It basically just makes espressos. So it's a like a K-cup, but it makes just compressed coffee. So the difference between a K-cup machine and an espresso machine is the pressure that it shoots out the water. So when you use a K-cup machine, it basically just shoots hot water and touches the coffee and comes out coffee. But when it comes to Nespresso machine, they only have compressed powder, the grind up coffee bean, like compressed one in there. So it shoots out in a really fast pressurized water. So when it comes out, it's very concentrated. So it gives you that crema. That's why Nespresso is like, it became a premium company because it actually making the espresso much easier. Because if you ever go to Starbucks, you'll hear them banging this thing and then press the coffee bean powder into this little scoop. That process is actually really annoying to do. It looks easy, but you gotta have just right. Too tight, nothing comes out. Too loose, it comes out just coffee. And that, for the capsule that they use for Nespresso, is machine press a specific pressure, and the coffee machine that they use has a specific pressure of water that shoots through it. That's what makes making those latte possible. So if you just go out and then you go to any shop that does not have those machines, they can't make a espresso because it just doesn't have that kind of pressure. And obviously, you see people foaming the milk inside a steel cup, and they use this rod that shoots steam through it. That's how it works out. Frothing and steam milk are two different things. They are not the same. They're not equal. Maybe one day I'll make a video to show how it looks like. But I enjoy the process, so I actually like it to wait that few minutes. I just don't like the way Starbucks makes it. If you see that, they just basically put the milk in a cup and just dump the espresso in there. I actually don't like that. I think it ruins the taste. And they're supposed to be like fancy too. I don't know, Starbucks. Why are you doing?
I don't go to Starbucks. Coffee maker at home is good enough for me.
Yeah, it's a lot cheaper too. I mean, Starbucks, I think the most expensive Starbucks purchase by someone was like $50 per cup.
That's asinine.
They order like 13 shots, and each shot is like $1, and then they added this and that in there. So I don't know. It's just not practical. Like, especially like me, I drink coffee. I had to drink espresso every day, and now $5 to $10 a day is not a right way for me to enjoy my coffee. Plus, I had to go out. I actually don't like to go out and get coffee unless I'm chatting with someone outside. But then you can't smoke in Starbucks. Not even outside. I tried to go to a Starbucks that has a table outside. I tried to lit one up and they tell me to leave.
Damn yuppies.
Do you guys use Apple products? Just wondering.
I did for a short while.
Did you know they changed the store layout again and there's pretty much nothing in there now?
I have not been in an Apple store lately. There's one in the mall, but I try and stay away from it for the sheer fact that I have so many friends that fix phones and stuff that all I have to do is literally pay for the part, not pay the inflated price for the part.
Definitely. iPhones. ridiculous. iPhone has a markup like 300%. It's crazy.
And like you've been to China and Japan. How many more cool things do they have for the iPhone over there?
What do you mean by like accessories?
Like not so much accessories, but like the cases that we have, right? In like the actual phone case, not a case you put on the phone. Like you can, if you know what you're doing, you take it apart. There's much cooler things they have over there than what you can get here.
If you're in China or Taiwan, they do this gel wrapping, so you can buy iPhone without taking it apart, because nowadays taking apart iPhone voids your warranty. But if you use this gel cover, you can change to whatever color you want, because it's really just the back and the sides, right? So it's almost like you know people wrap their cards with color wrappings. They wrap it on the phone, so it's still like that 3M wrapping, so you can do whatever color you want. But I can tell you, in Japan, they much rather have case, because so many cases really cool. And this one thing, all right. So tradition in China is if you go out to eat with multiple people, you fight for the bill. Hey, no problem. You fight for the bill in China if you go out to eat. It's a tradition thing. It's not a show-off thing, but you're just being nice. So you always fight for the bill. Even if I don't have the money, you fight for the bill and then try to lose. And recently, they have those phone covers, and in the back of it has a cap. Under the cap, there is dice, small dice. And then they will roll the dice, and whoever had the smallest number pays the whole bill. So that's kind of fun.
Right. What else was I was watching a video about all the stuff that Asian countries have or had for years before we did, like WayPay and stuff like that.
Well,
And
in Asia, in China, a lot of things are government funded. So if you use like stuff like, I don't know, WeChat and stuff like that, you can pay money through that app. You can go out and buy stuff with that app. It's linked to your bank account and stuff like that. It's convenient, yes, but it's also internal privacy. It doesn't work that well, because now the government knows exactly how much money you're spending. And if they see a lot of money transaction going back and forth, they'll find a way to tax you. So it's
well, it makes tax evasion real hard.
Recently, there's a big investigation in China because they're running out of money, right? So they are investigating and auditing famous actor and actress about their double contracts. So one contract will say you make this much money, like say $100,000 for this movie, and then they will do a separate contract as like a contractual thing to another, like just empty company that doesn't exist, and they'll pay that company. So the actress will probably make $1 million, but on tax it will look like she only make $100,000. And this really famous actress got caught because she was doing double contract, and then she basically pissed somebody off about in regard to that contract. So they audited her, and she owes $44 million. She got jailed for like 14 days for something like that until she came out with the money to pay for it. Very corrupt country. It's not my favorite country to go for sure. Like I was saying yesterday, I don't like to be in China at all. Wow, my cigar. This cigar is like going all over the place, like how it wants to be. It does not want to follow.
Well, what did Willie Herrera say? Every cigar is its own journey.
I mean, this is really literally like every time I smoke a Rocky Patel, it has issues. And it's not. I'm not saying that they don't make a good cigar, but they always have issues for me. That's why I don't smoke them that much. I mean, they have good cigars. Rocky Patel does make good cigars, but number one, they're slightly lighter for me. Even the medium one, the strength is there, but the flavor isn't. But whenever I smoke a Rocky Patel, you gotta see something like this happening to me every time. It just doesn't like the way it burns. It's not like it doesn't burn. It just burns funny.
See, and out of all the people I've talked to, you're the only other person I know that has smoked the Velvet.
Really?
Yeah, out of everyone, I've asked a bunch of people if they've smoked the Velvet, and no one else has. It's it's not a bad one. It's a really creamy tasting cigar,
Hence the name Velvet, right?
right?
Yeah, I get a lot of random cigars here and there, and sometimes I don't even know I have them. A lot of friends that they come here and basically steals my cigars. Um, they will leave some cigars sometimes, whatever they brought over, and I don't even know I have them. They will just be in the humidor and they will just shove it in there secretly. I don't know if they were saving it for next time they show up or whatever, but and then sometimes it's funny and say, hey, I have this thing, and I will smoke it just because the band looks different or it just looks nice for the day, and I'll smoke them. So a lot of time I don't even know what I smoked, and then when somebody mentioned a cigar, I say, oh yeah, I actually saw that cigar and I smoked it the other day. But if you tell me to recall immediately what cigar I choose today, I probably don't know, because I'm not into too big into the cigar names or uh, uh, the brand. For me, it's really the enjoyment in there. And a lot of time when I chat with friends, we'll go out, hang out, stuff like that. I don't look. I don't look. I just put my hands in there, grab whatever, and just start smoking. Because it's cigars, so they all should be smoked. So a lot of time, I might have smoked something really really good, and I don't even know I smoked something really good. I have one time where I smoked a Padron anniversary, and I don't even know I was smoking a Padron anniversary because I wasn't looking at the band, and I was like, this cigar tastes like shit, and my friend would be like, you're smoking a Padron, you know that, right? And I'm like, oh, I don't, but I guess my whatever I ate today doesn't go with the cigar, so the cigar doesn't taste that good.
Well, that's kind of like at the my local B&M. The one guy is like, I'm not really a big fan of Patrons. They may be all the hype, but it's just not my thing. It's just I personally have never had a Padron.
You have not had what is going
I
on with
don't,
you?
I don't want to spend the $20 on a stick. I like the $10 range, 15, 16 on some of them, but like when it gets to like $20, it's like, is it worth it?
Christina, I won't shoot you. I'm the same way. I don't see what's the big deal about Padron. You probably saw a post a while back. I don't know if you guys remember. This guy was pissed off about me not trading with him because he had Padrons, and he said he had Opus X, and then he did decide not to trade any of his Opus X and just keep pushing me the Padrons, and I don't really want Padrons, and Padron just not my type of cigar. Come on.
I still think my favorite mild bodied cigar is still the 146 Plasencia.
That's a good cigar. I don't think there's any bad cigar in Plasencia at all. For me, Plasencia, if anybody is like, ask me, is it worth it to buy a box of Plasencia, put it over there? I would always say whatever you want to get is worth it. Because after all, they do provide tobacco to all the other cigar companies, really. Probably a majority of the cigar company.
Right.
So you can't go wrong with them. If anybody knows cigar leaf, they know it.
And let's see. The Oma Fuerte is a good one.
A lot of cigars are good. I don't mind to pay the premium for the cigar, but for me, if you gotta sell a cigar at a premium, you gotta sell a $30 cigar. The design of the band, the box, the enjoyment overall, the feeling of it, all have to be up to par. If you have $30 cigar and your box looks like crap, I probably wouldn't buy it. But if you have a crappy cigar but the box looks great, I probably would buy it. No, actually, Christina, United Cigar tastes different to me than Plasencia. United Cigar is not nearly as flavorful as Plasencia cigars. No, why would I get mad for that?
Here's one that a lot of people get mad at me. I don't like the La Glorias.
I don't like it either. I actually probably only have one or two in my humidor right now. I don't have a lot of those.
I've had 3 of them, and all of them had really bad burn issues. The one just kept going out. I had to relight it like 3 times.
A lot of time, if my cigar go out, I probably will stop smoking it. Doesn't matter how long it is. If you see me in the past few videos, if the cigar goes out twice, I just leave it. It's like not worth it to keep going because it's just not gonna taste good anymore. That is the one thing I have problem with in terms of Tim's videos. I understand he had to promote all the cigar and he probably like most of the cigars, but I think his cigar, he never show one that's like really low point, right? Usually it's like 80 to 90 point scores, right?
Right.
But for me, I feel like some of them should be a lot lower scores. It's blend enough that I don't think they should receive such a high score.
I didn't even watch the one he did on the La Gloria. That's the one he just put out, what, yesterday? That video he put out yesterday, or was that today?
I think it's today. Early today. They were talking about La Creme, right? La Creme?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's today. He's been doing like in the random places because that one he did it on Instagram, I think, and it's hard to follow. I did not understand why he's jumping around, and I try to not do this live thing around the time he does it, and because he's jumping in left and right, I don't know when to do the live thing to chat with everybody.
Just not on Sunday.
Just not on Sunday. Yeah, I'm not gonna do it on Sunday because I watch his. I don't want to, you know. I've been doing my own event thinking, and I think that's dying down. So very soon I won't have to deal with that. So. Does Tim ever hate on any other cigar? I don't think he hates most cigars, like, you know, other than the one that's from like, because if you work in a cigar shop, especially when you started out as TNT, right? TNT actually carry quite a bit of cigars, and I hate their website though. It doesn't work that well, but he have smoked a lot of them, and I think because he's always smoking at work and all that stuff, even if the cigar is bad, he'll still enjoy it. I mean, I smoke some really bad cigars, I'll still enjoy it, and the friend value adds to the experience of the cigar, and it makes it a lot better than it is. So a lot of time, I feel like there are cigars that he smoked, it's really not that good, but for him it feels good because the memory recalls for him that he enjoyed that cigar. Maybe he was, you know, smoking on a show with Bradley, and you know, he had fun with it, so it's really not that bad of experience.
Do you still watch Bradley's reviews?
I don't. He doesn't put out that much anymore.
No, he doesn't. He puts them out with Dana. And
yeah, don't hate me for it, but I don't like to watch Dana.
Well, Dana's so much of that of an introvert and so much likes to keep herself to herself, you know.
I mean, I watched a few after Tim left, and I don't think it's the same fun factor for me to be able to watch through the whole thing. So I stopped watching, and they don't put out that many either. And and then he started to cut it off more and more and more, and he started to do some that's some like an outside, not in the studio anymore, and it's just not the same. You know, if you remember how it goes. Before is he will do live, he will do the video, and after the video he'll go home and do live with everybody on Instagram. Those are really cool. And but even though I always go with the Tim side, I don't go on his the Bradley's Instagram. So you know, I thought that was really cool, entertaining, and all that stuff. And obviously at the time I wasn't doing the same thing to chat with everybody. You know, I don't have fans, so you know, for me I think the live thing is fun, but they don't really do that anymore.
Every now and then I see Bradley pop up on a live feed, but it's rare.
Christina, I wasn't saying that she's a bad person. It's just that I don't feel the entertaining value. I don't feel entertained, I guess.
I don't know. I mean, have either of you ever been on her personal page?
I saw her Instagram. I saw her Instagram, but I looked at a few things, but it wasn't, you know, it wasn't something like, hey, that's fun, that's funny.
No, but not just the Pretty in Ink, but like her actual Dana page.
Yeah, on Instagram, but I don't think she put up all that much stuff. It's just her. Sometimes it's not even related to cigar, I think so.
On her page, it's related to a type of cigar, but it ain't nothing to do with tobacco inside of it.
Is it that organic grass?
Oh, it's that completely organic, homegrown.
I don't hate it. I just can't stand the smell. It makes me have a headache. The aroma of those organic grass travel for like a whole street when somebody's smoking it. You can tell right away someone's doing that. So some people have to do it out of necessity, which I completely understand. But some people just overdo it. I don't know. Like, do you really need to smoke your organic grass in the middle of the street? Only because now it's legal?
I don't know. Some people have no shame.
Hookah. I have never done hookah. I know some people make some extravagant setup for the hookah. You know.
Don't even talk about Duval hookahs, man. You're talking about any hookahs that are ranging from $2,000 to they just put out one that's a $2 million hookah.
Talking about expensive stuff, did you know a company just came out with like a most expensive humidor? It only holds 12 cigars.
That's stupid.
It only holds 12 cigars. It's got individual glass tube in there.
I saw the hookah video.
Tim and Bradley had a hookah video? I don't think I saw it.
Yeah, I saw it.
This cigar is trying to go on me. No matter how much I puff, you can see me keep puffing it. It's just it doesn't want to stay lit. Maybe this is about to go. Man, Rocky Patel, you disappoint me. But hey, Filthy Viking's good. It doesn't go on me. I don't know how they were able to make it different for Tim, but that's like the only thing they've done right.
Okay, so what's your opinion on like the Obrigado, like his first Cigars Daily exclusive? When I first got it, I got it in a Robusto size. I didn't like it in the Robusto size, but then when he came out with the Toro size, I like the Toro size.
I have not had one of the Toro size yet. I bought a few pack of Obrigado. I was excited. It was okay. It wasn't like mind blowing, but for that price, it was really good. I brought it to Japan, and I share with like random people. It's funny. They would just look at me. They're like, "What?" And then I let them have it, and they smoked it. They say it's pretty good. But you gotta know, in Asia, most people smoke like Cuban, so for them it's too light or something like that. I don't know.
Man, I can't believe I have to go to the post office on Monday to get my damn Cuban.
Christina, I don't feel weird about talking to a camera and to Chris and you. Even if it's just one person, I enjoy just to be able to talk and hang out. So I know not a lot of people watch it, but it's, you know, for me, it's all good.
It's a hit and miss. I mean, sometimes there's almost 20 people, and now it's just us three as far as I can tell.
I don't mind. I can hang out. So, you know. Hey, Dan showed up. Hey, Dan.
I think he may have been here the whole time. He was just being quiet.
Was it? Because you know, it shows like 5 people watching. I know I'm watching myself, so that counts as 1. And Christina's there, so I didn't know Dan's in there. Nate is still showing up that he's on there, but I don't think he's on anymore, right? He's driving, so. Dan just hiding.
Just lurking up like a ninja from nowhere.
It's all good. It's all good. I mean, I don't mind. I like to, I like it to interact though. So Dan, when you're showing up, you know, join the chat because I like to chat with everybody. I really need to travel to one of you guys to just hang out. I still need to go to Stella, Amanda Stella, to eat the apple pie. She you know, for a while she posted the apple pie stuff. I want to go eat it. That was Amanda, right? Was that Christina? No, it's Amanda, right? I love apple pie. I just don't like. Oh, that was you. That's what. Sorry, because I keep thinking like, you know, there's not a lot of female in the group, so I keep getting messed up. Which one made the apple pie? Because when I saw the apple pie, all I can think is that I want to eat that apple pie. I love apple pie. I hate cinnamon, but I love apple pie. I don't know why I hate cinnamon. All of a sudden, one day I just go, I don't like cinnamon. And
well, there's a lot of different varieties of cinnamon too.
There's only two different kinds.
Last time I thought there was like 15 different kinds.
No. Cinnamon is a specific type of tree branch, and there's only 2 kinds, 2 species of cinnamon, and one has health benefit. The other one just tastes like cinnamon.
Because you got and it's bark. It's bark off the tree.
Yeah, it's basically shaved off.
You got those really big ones that are like 13 to 18 inches long, and then you have the little tiny cinnamon sticks that people throw in their hot cider.
Kelma apple pie. Christina, that's not cool. You're trying to tip me to eat more stuff, and I didn't have a lot of sweets today. You see me like pulling my shirt because I just had a whole cup of whiskey and I'm heating up, like sweating like a pig. Whiskey is good. Even though my basement is like 50 degrees, but I'm heating up. It's good. My cigar has completely gone on me. It does not want to stay lit. I don't think I'll lit another one up, but we can hang out and chat. That's okay because Chris is not smoking anything right now anyway.
Yeah, I got at least 3 days.
Oh yeah, because tomorrow the post office is not open, right?
Nope. And I've got the upper shelf coming too. The Drew Estate upper shelf coming.
Nice. Drew Estate makes good cigars.
I actually started on their acids. The first one I ever had was the Cuba Cuba.
Yeah, you
First
probably hear me
cigar.
saying I just don't like Cuba Cuba. It's not like it's any bad. I just don't like having smoked a really strong, perfumey, incense taste to it.
The Cuba Cuba Maduro was a little better, but if you want like that non-flavored version of any acids, you go for the nasty.
Have I had one of those? Not sure if I have. So, what's my favorite pie this Thanksgiving? Christina, when I celebrate Thanksgiving, I don't eat typical Thanksgiving stuff. We don't eat turkeys. I actually fried out steaks. I eat steaks and ham.
To answer your question, Christina, I got the cutter and lighter.
What do you mean by hat or cutter? I don't understand that one.
That came with either a hat, a cutter, or a cutter and lighter.
Oh, for the package, right?
Yeah. And Dan, you can screw off with your bourbon chocolate pecan pie. I love Southern pecan pie.
I love pecans. Bourbon chocolate pecan pie. I want to try that. Somebody send me one. I can't get those here. I need to travel down and just raid Dan. It's like, where's the pie? It's so hard to get good food in Massachusetts. It's just not. You know, everybody's come to Massachusetts to eat like lobster and clam chowder. I don't really like seafood all that much. I like things that walk on land. I came from a country that's full of seafood. I want to eat beef. Did you know beef is most expensive in Japan? Like, beef is expensive as hell. If you eat meat, it's because somebody got a new job.
So, like, you're just talking about regular. You're not even talking about Wagyu or anything.
So, the word Wagyu is actually a lot misunderstood by many people. Wagyu literally just means the cow is from Japan. That was it. Wagyu in literal word just means Japanese beef. That was it. So if you eat beef that's made in Japan, any kind of beef is still called Wagyu. Kobe beef is part of a Wagyu spectrum.
It's Kobe is actually an American mixed with Wagyu. And don't get me wrong, there are cows. I mean, I lived in Iowa and I watched cows go for 50 grand.
Oh,
a cow.
Now that's cheap in comparison to an auction in Japan for a beef, for a cow. You look at millions.
I think I agree with you with the land dwelling things. I prefer things that dwell on the land.
Yeah.
But I make exceptions for tuna, whether it be bluefin or yellowfin.
You know, tuna is heavily liked, right, today? But back in the day, tuna is a fish that nobody want to eat. Did you know that? Back in the day, tuna is definitely a kind of fish that nobody want to eat because they were big and they were ugly. And that was the reason. They were big and they were ugly and they were very, very fishy taste once you cook it. So people actually don't like tuna. In the opposite spectrum, in Japan, right, Japanese people hate eating salmon.
I couldn't disagree with them. I'm right in that boat. That's not a favorite of mine.
But did you know why they hate eating salmon?
Because it tastes fishy.
No, well, actually they eat fish that's way more fishy than salmon. But salmon, for a while, people getting sick for parasites for a long time, and then that just gave a negative name. So people growing up not eating salmon because they are afraid of parasites. Because salmon eats other fish. so they tend to carry parasites. So in Japan, if you go to any sushi shop to eat sushi, you're probably not gonna see salmon.
No, you're probably going to see bluefin.
Yes, you will see bluefin, yellowfin, any type of tuna, because they live on tuna basically. So you'll see tuna. By the way, any of you that go to any Japanese restaurant that says authentic Japanese, and then you gotta see all kind of sushi and stuff like that. The primary diet in Japan is not sushi. People in Japan actually don't eat sushi all that much. You know what they eat a lot?
Noodles.
They eat a lot of noodles. They eat a lot of curry rice. Am I back? Am I back? Yes, I'm back. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Come on. Load.
There you are. I see you.
Am I still kind of hanging out there? Yeah. That's why I haven't used technology. That's why I kind of prefer the Facebook version. It's just the phone is simple. It doesn't require much of the thing. Am I moving on the screen?
Yeah.
I am? Okay. On my, I'm not moving at all. So, Christina, I'm moving, right? You see me? Waving? Maybe I have to reload this page. Let me reload this page.
It's weird because I'm hearing you in real time, but yet I'm watching you laggy.
Yeah, that's why I say turn off the sound, because I looking at myself, I feel weird too. I know when Tim is recording, he's not looking at his own feed, right? He look at the laptop once in a while. So a lot of time where we talk to them, we don't see him looking at his own lag. Cool. Yeah. So in Japan, it's actually very different lifestyle. People don't eat sushi that much, and they actually love meat, and I love meat because fish. It's like you eat every day. Like you're on the island, so you're eating fish every day. Tuna, salmon cooked, and all kind of small fish and stuff like that. So you want to eat meat all day long. You want to eat meat. The oil greasiness of meat is great. And fruits in Japan are ridiculously good. Ridiculous. Like if you ever went out and buy those Jello. Good night, Christina. The Jello taste is actually how fruit tastes like in Japan. It's not like doesn't taste like the fruit here because the fruit is not as good over here. Over there, it just tastes like that. It's awesome. I don't know how to describe it. The fruit are very expensive over there though. Over here, you can probably buy one whole batch of banana for like $3, right? If you just decide to go out and buy a banana. But over in Japan, one piece of banana, so one whole banana is $1.
Well, I'm not surprised by that. I watched this group of people that go around the world, and they were eating in Japan, and you can buy regular size grapes, and then you can go and pay $9 grand for 9 grapes.
Yes, those grapes are specially grown. They're like
yeah, and they're huge. They're the size of like oranges almost. They're the size of small oranges.
They're good. They're like $1 coin size. So yeah, they're good. They taste like how if you go out and get grape juice, it tastes nothing like a grape.
Right.
That's how Japanese grape actually tastes like. Sweet and juicy and nice.
Don't they have the square watermelon and the star watermelon?
That's different though. That's just regular watermelon growing in a box. Hey, good night, Dan.
Night.
I wonder if Nate is gonna come back up. Yeah, the watermelon are actually just growing in the box, and then because there's nowhere to grow, so it become a square.
Right.
It doesn't taste that good.
But doesn't it still cost a fortune because they're like, yeah, it's we specially grew it.
Yeah, it does. It's mostly purchased as a gift, and it's more like a show-off gift. So that's why they purposely mark up the price. Not because the watermelon was harder to grow or they did anything really, really special to grow. Because the way it looks and the hassle of going through it. A lot of watermelon will actually not grow. Like for every 10 they grow, probably 2 or 3 will end up exploding in the box. So they had to jack up the price to be able to afford to continue to grow like that. And that is actually for gifts. So when you go to a business meeting, you finish a good, like a business deal, you will give them that kind of stuff. Either a melon, what do they call it? Honeydew over here. We call it melon over there. Is it honeydew or cantaloupe? It's honeydew. It's green inside.
I was about to say, what's the inside? And I'll tell you.
Yeah, it's honeydew. And the honeydew in Japan range from $100 to $1,000 or $10,000. I think there's $10,000. And that's the thing they give for like a good business deal. You're visiting somebody that's really important, CEO, that kind of stuff. It tastes really, really good, but because the price, it became like a go-to gift for people who are rich. And they're so rich they don't buy those for themselves. They just have that. And when you cut it and eat it, it tastes just like honey. It doesn't taste like the honeydew we have here. Honeydew we have here we can buy for like $1, but in Japan, it's very expensive only because it looks good.
Well, what about the dozen eggs that are like $90? It's asinine. There's what I was seeing, this one guy like went through like 15 years of getting like the perfect chicken to make these eggs, and he handpicks all the eggs out of each batch, and like a dozen of them is like $90.
Yeah, but people don't really eat those. They give it out as a gift. So when you receive it, obviously you gotta feel good because you will never spend $90 to buy your own egg, right? I would never spend $90 to buy my own egg. But if somebody give it to me, like, hey, that feel pretty cool. Giving gift is actually a very traditional thing in Japan. If you travel at all, for example, if just because let's say I live in Tokyo, and I have to go to Osaka for work for one day. When I come back, I had to buy a gift for my family or people that I'm going to meet. So when I travel over there, I had to buy a gift for the people that I'm meeting, and for when I come back, I had to buy a gift for my family when I come back.
Right. So you've been all throughout Japan, or just in certain areas?
I've been all throughout Japan. I think in terms of sections of Japan, I already been everywhere.
So, and obviously going to Japan, you know who Miyamoto Musashi is.
Yes. You're talking about the samurai sword maker?
The samurai sword. Well, he was samurai sword. He was samurai. He developed the 2 blades from heaven technique. What is it? Niten Ichiryu or something like that?
Yeah. The real. Well, if you're talking about the swords that they're making, or those antique samurai swords, there's a rumor about like the sword that they have in the museum is not real. So they're still searching for those really famous swords that I know.
Because yeah, I love learning about Musashi. I did, hours and days research on Musashi.
So you probably definitely look up the samurai sword like Murasame's and.
Oh, you're talking about the demon blades and stuff?
No, Murasame is actually not. It's not demon blade. They call it demon blade because that person who used that sword has killed a lot of people, and they thought that he's probably possessed by the sword, so he want to go kill people.
Well, the one sword that was made, supposedly the maker used black magic and, was chanting over all these swords as he's making them, and supposedly you couldn't even unsheath them without drawing blood, whether it was someone else's or even yourself.
Yeah, I mean that's just the same. I mean, back in the day, a lot of samurai they have a lot of pride of themselves, so they when they cut with their sword, like the sword is expensive and it's hard to make, and when they a lot of time they won't even draw the sword, and then they will ask, why do you not draw the swords, right? And then obviously they will say, because I do not want to cut boring stuff. Anything that's not worthy will not be cut. I will not use it to cut paper. I will not use it to practice and cut like those buckwheats. So I will not cut. If this thing has to come out, it has to draw blood. And that's how those story came from. It must be possessed because it comes out, it needs to draw blood.
Oh, there's Jonathan.
Hey, Jonathan! Cool. We had another person join us. So yeah, that's how the story came from. And if you've been to one of those auction for the samurai blades, you'll be shocked. They're so expensive. They are super expensive.
I know, even to have one made nowadays, if you get it made right and it takes the almost year-long process, you're paying 10 to 20 grand.
Yeah, it's easy. Actually, just the blade itself. I'm not talking about the handle.
Yeah,
not
the handle and the ray wrap and everything.
Because I've been to a few where with my client, they want to buy one. And we went to you go into this place, they have a display case. Nobody can touch it. Just display case and with a blade in there. And the price will be like, you're looking at 20, 30, 40 grand easily just for a regular blade. It's not even that famous. And if you look at the famous one, they had to be auctioned. It's really, really, and they're so beautiful. They're so beautiful. They make those, we call it hamon. So the lines on the sword, the cutter part, those are what makes the blade so expensive, because you draw those so evenly. It's hard.
I know. I've owned a few swords in my days, and I've owned cheap ones, and I've owned expensive ones.
Yeah, I don't have any in my house, because the saying is that if you have those in the house, you actually become poor. So rich people have it because they don't care, and they already have a lot of money, so that's fine. But then for people that try to earn money, they don't keep it in the house, because they're saying that sword is to kill, so it has this negative energy, and so for people to keep it in the house. If you're Yakuza, yeah, it makes sense, but for normal decoration, I would love to have one, but because the religious part of it, I don't have any in the house.
I actually have a samurai fighting a demon tattooed on my arm.
Oh, really?
Then I have a Oni mask at my wrist.
Don't go to Japan. You will be rejected from a lot of places.
Why?
Because if you gotta have Oni mask on your body, few things you cannot have on your body unless you're Yakuza. One is Oni, and the other one is Dragon.
Yeah. Yeah, don't you have a dragon, sir?
I do, but I am somewhat related, so.
I was about to say, I think I've seen a dragon tattoo on you, sir.
Yeah, because I have a lot of clients, so I'm connected somewhat. So I'm allowed to have it and not get in trouble with it. Because when you see, when you expose your tattoo in Japan, a real Yakuza will actually come and ask you which gumi are you from, which group that you're from. If you can't name one, you get in trouble.
Well, let's see, I also have a ninja on my back as well.
Ninja is okay. Ninja is okay. But Dragon and Oni are like two things. This actually different levels of it. So if you start in Yakuza, you can have Onis. But you can't really have Dragon unless you have a title. So if you just go out and had a dragon tattoo on you, you could get in trouble if you don't have a title. We have those pins, badges, and that shows which group that you're from, and they learn not to mess with anybody with a pin on their shirt or on their clothes. But yeah, don't expose your tattoo when you go to Japan, especially the only one.
Yeah, I had two. Speaking to Jonathan, yeah, I have two koi fish that make a yin yang on my other shoulder. All of my tattoos are Japanese based.
Yeah, I have a dragon on my arm, and my brother has the koi on his leg. But those two, I would not recommend anybody just have it. So it's not. You'll get rejected from a lot of restaurants. You'll get rejected from like hot springs, for sure. That's like guaranteed.
So basically, you're saying wear long sleeves the whole time you're there.
Pretty much. Yeah. If you want to enjoy your trip, you want to avoid issues. I would. You see, most of the time I cover my tattoo. I don't show it. So. Unless it's needed, but it's part of a connection thing. It's more like an identification kind of thing for me, so it's there. I don't really show it. I try to hide it. Yeah, but if you go to like a hot spring and you had a dragon tattoo or the Oni tattoo, they will shoot you out fast as quick as they can. Literally, they will stop you at the dressing room from taking off your clothes and just tell you to leave. Like the only way I can go to hot spring is go to affiliate's hot spring. That's the only way. And then they literally have to close for that day, and then you have the hot spring to yourself, but they will have to close.
Give me a second. I gotta run downstairs to get my charger, and I'll lose signal in the basement.
Sure, that's fine.
Right.
Jonathan, I go to Japan probably 3 or 4 times a year, minimum once a year. It depends on what my client needs me to do. Koi and a mask, in the mask is a snake. Yeah, so if it's an upper arm, you're good. You cover it up with the short sleeve, that's fine. Just don't expose it. I know for Olympics, they are trying to be more open about that. But most tourist area, because the tourist area places are run by those groups, so it's harder for people to enjoy tourist area if they are gonna get in trouble. Yeah, but I do go to Japan quite often. It is my primary place to go, and my mother is there too, so I try to go there and visit. By the way, Jonathan, Duramax, like the condom Duramax? What Duramax are we talking about?
Talking about a truck, I believe.
Are we talking about trucks here? Okay, here we go. Ooh. When I hear Duramax, I think condom, because in Japan there's actually condom called Duramax.
They're here too. They're just real cheap fuckers.
In Japan, they usually buy like the national brand, because they're like really thin. They're like 0.1 millimeters thick. They're super thin. Because in Japan, they need condom a lot, so. In Japan, sex is a big industry. In Japan, if you don't have intercourse, it's legal. Anything else is game. The woman can be completely naked, do whatever you do want to do, so long as there's no intercourse, it's legal. And since there's no female on the forum in the YouTube right now, I can tell you that if you're looking for prostitutes, you want to go to Osaka.
Nope, not me.
It's funny because they call it restaurants. You go in there, it's obviously a prostitute shop, but under the tax registration, they are restaurants. It's a restaurant street that has no food.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, and people are complaining about it. They're like, they are obviously not restaurant. So what happens is when you go in, you pay the money, you go upstairs, they will give you snacks like a cookie and a tea. And that's considered serving. But hey, $1,000 or a few $100 for a cookie and a tea, that doesn't make sense, right? So they will obviously audit them, and they go, hey, we just served cookie and tea, but whatever that happens in the room, we don't know. Well, what else do you think is gonna happen in the room? There's only one room. Yeah, definitely, I would not recommend to show it. And nothing against it, I think it's pretty cool, but I just won't recommend people showing it because the nature of the culture.
Well, let's see. Oni is just demon in general. That one's Henya.
Yes, but in turn of, well, it's actually Yasha, but it's a demon of for sin kind of thing. So for when we see that, it could mean that you are what would be the equivalent in America? A capo, or enforcer? Is that the right name for it? You're the clean up guy. Basically, that's what it means.
So, like a lieutenant.
In terms of military, I guess, yeah, something like that.
Well, a lot of gangs and like motorcycle clubs that are outlaws, they refer to them as like sergeant at arms or lieutenants.
Yeah, for basically you're the cleanup guy. If the boss doesn't like someone, you're the one that goes out. So yeah, that's why I don't recommend it. It looks cool though. But this is on your arm, right? This is on your hand, like your
That's
wrist.
on my wrist.
Yeah, it looks like a wrist. Yeah, I will wear a wristband if I'm gonna. If you want to just be a tourist and just kind of really enjoy Japan, I would recommend to close it. And especially if you go to places like Shinjuku, that's not a place that you want to show that tattoo. Everywhere else is somewhat okay. Shinjuku do not show that tattoo at night. You're guaranteed to get in trouble. They're not that friendly when they see that. They feel like someone's on their turf kind of thing. So it's like, even though you had nothing to do with it, and they obviously you're Westerner, but they don't know. So Jonathan, what are you up to now? You say you gotta lit one up. Did you lit one up? To get into Yakuza, you will need to be first recommended into the group. And after you recommend a group, you will you'll be introduced to what they call oyaji, or father. And the oyaji and the father will ask you to do, should I be telling about this? To tell you to do a favor for him. And if you complete the favor, he can swear you into his son, or what they will say that. And then that's how you get into a level of that, because on top of the father, there's more fathers, the father of the fathers. So you only can be in a small group of that organization. And depends on that, you can be small or big. So if the person that introduced you into the group are not that high level, you will actually be a relatively low level one.
Here's my other one.
That's okay. That's actually pretty cool. How long did that took? 3 hours?
Right around there, yeah.
Yeah. That looks pretty cool. Nice shading.
I did that one because my dad did ninjutsu and Mudo Kwantan Sudo.
Nice. Definitely a good. Well, I will actually call those martial arts, but you know.
They are martial arts.
Yeah, but like a lot of people say, like, I know Taekwondo. I will laugh.
Taekwondo is still a martial art.
It is, but in terms of how I see it nowadays, because I trained when I was young. I went to a lot of competitions, and when I see a 3-year-old getting a red belt, I'm like, that kid can barely walk, and you give him a red belt. It just kind of ruins the honor behind it. I don't know. It's personal, I guess.
I think it's funny that Taekwondo came from Korea, but yet Greece always wipes the floor with them in the Olympics.
Yeah, a lot of martial art are not modern techniques, right? A lot of these go into MMA, they will just get their face wipe the floor with, they're not tackling technique, and a lot of time when you lock them into a lock, got into a triangle, you're done, right? Your boxer got into a triangle, you're done. Your Taekwondo, you got into a triangle, you're done. Neck choke, you're done, right? They don't know how to handle a half guard or a full guard, so.
Well, what did the one instructor say? Taekwondo is basically boxing with your feet.
I guess you could say that because a lot of them are leg skills. There are punch involved, but most of them are leg skills. Yeah. I mean, karate is mostly hands, and judo is all throwing techniques. But what I'll tell you though, if any of these MMA decide to go fight a real sumo wrestler, the sumo wrestler will win every time.
Okay, do you watch MMA?
I watch the MMA, yeah. Well, not like in terms of like really seriously following. I do tune in just to watch some of the fights, but there is absolutely no way to push down a real sumo wrestler. No way. You can't even get to their feet. There's no way to pull their leg out. If you actually try to push one or try to just fight with one, you will know what I mean. I can't even push one down. They pride themselves on not getting down to the ground. In sumo wrestling, right? So long as your knee touch the ground, you lose. So they are like really into not falling down at all.
So they really get the grounding down when it comes to it. I'm running and drop kicking. See where I stand on that one.
You can drop kick them, they won't feel a thing. Like I tried, and I almost died.
All right, but here's the difference. I'm like 267.
It's not the weight. I can tell you that a lot of sumo wrestlers, they're not heavyweight class, and they'll go against somebody that's way bigger than them, and they will still win. But if you go with those pros, they are crazy. I mean, I don't like to tell people that I lose a fight like a little girl, but when I go to face in front of them, I'm a little girl. They just had to push you, and you'll be like back a few feet. And I think the only reason you haven't seen one like that, like a sumo wrestler actually fight a MMA player, is because the rules are different, and it's hard to say. For sumo wrestlers say that if I'm down on the ground, we can continue to fight. For them, if their knee touch the ground, they consider themselves lost. They don't even. You'll never see a challenge. It's like, oh no, I win. I definitely win. This is his leg get off first, whatever. They never challenge your ruling. They pride themselves in it. And by the way, in Japan, if you're a sumo wrestler, if everybody ever cares, if a sumo wrestler, you get to choose what wife you want.
That's ridiculous.
Because sumo wrestler is heavily respected, so sumo wrestlers are super rich too, by the way. and they literally they don't have problem getting wives. There was one famous sumo wrestler. He married a famous Japanese singer idol actress, super beautiful. She's like 1/3 of his size, and he divorced her later on. Right? She was shamed forever. She couldn't find another. There we go. I'm back. So yeah, I mean, how did we get to that topic again? Holy crap.
The same way we get to any topic. How did we go from talking about coffee and cinnamon to swords and sumo?
Why not? I mean, it's a cool topic. I talk about it.
Well, I was thinking about how you say some of your friends that are less fortunate and don't make as much as you, like, feel uncomfortable. And remember what I said, like, everyone's person. And, like, when you really want to bring it to light about what I mean by everyone's person, now, this is the worst case scenario, but it's kind of what shakes people to their core. Imagine if a poverty level family, their only child has stage 4 brain cancer, inoperable.
Okay.
Now, someone that makes 3 million, 30 million has their only child with inoperable cancer.
Okay.
What's the difference there? Who's more fortunate in that stance?
Hold on, let's back up a little bit. You're saying somebody with no money but has a child with a brain cancer versus someone with a $30 million with a child with a brain cancer, right?
Right.
I think it end up in the end is how the kid is going to end his life with. So people with less fortunate harder is going to have hard time providing help, and eventually probably is going to give up treatment. But the kid might have a bucket list, right? And whether or not the parent can provide that bucket list is the question, right?
Okay, so, and if we want to kind of keep along the same route, what if the poverty level family had their only child with just stage 1 bone cancer in their pinky? Cut off half his pinky's good, but yet that 1% family is in the same scenario with inoperable brain cancer. Who's more fortunate? Because regardless, whatever you give that child in the however many months he has or weeks to live, it's still not going to take any of the pain loss away.
It's true. In the end, it's the life quality of the last few months that the kid will have. The kid might be able to experience a whole lifetime of experience, as opposed to that kid who had bone cancer, which will probably get treatment for and live till he's 50, right? Some people actually say this, okay? It's possible to live a whole life of luxury, of experience, travel the whole world in 10 days, versus someone that's less fortunate, like the kid who had a bone cancer and got fixed. His family will probably be in a lifetime of that, right? And traveling the world will probably be out of the questions, even for the rest of his life.
But it just goes to show you, like, yeah, when you think on some of the technical aspects, yep, they can do this for that person, they can do that and that. But when it comes down to actual human emotion, they are in the same boat.
Yeah, in the end, we're all the same, right? If we, get a bullet in the heart, we die, and that's rich or poor. I don't care who you are. You got a shot in the brain, you did. That's how it is, right? So we are just human at the end. Well, and when it comes to fortunate, have money or not, money is just really paper, right? So we use that to trust that we have exchanged an equal amount to that money of services to exchange for what we want to do. And that's really, in the end, what money is. And it could, people who are famous and rich right now, let's say, for example, like just say Donald Trump, his majority of his money is in real estate, right? If tomorrow all his building burned down, like in California, the insurer will probably bankrupt and he will not get nothing, and then his wealth will immediately disappear. So it's really not, you know. And the more money you have, the more debt you have. I can always tell you that. You know, we're talking about today. I was talking with my wife about Barnes and Noble. They're running out of money. But the CEO of Barnes and Noble have a lot of money, right? But at the same time, they have a huge amount of debt. So.
Right. My aunt owns and runs. Well, she doesn't personally run all of them, but she owns like 28 gas stations. And most people wouldn't believe how much it costs to run one of them.
Yeah, and
like
people would think that you make a lot of money because you have so many gas stations that's generating income. But at the same time, it's a lot of expense as well. The more wealth you have, the more responsibility you have. People, you've seen Shark Tank, right? People that owns a company that makes $4 or $5 million, and when they ask them what's the net income, 100 grand. That's not a lot for $1 million companies. So
I think, let's see, one of the smaller gas stations costs $600,000 a year to run, and that's one of the smaller ones.
So, and then, you know, you probably generate $2 million at most for a small one, if you're doing good and a good time. And people don't realize how expensive it is to run certain things, and then when it comes to the end of it, it's not a lot. There's more expense. Like, you know, people who have $1 million mansions, they have $1 million mortgage. That's what they have. So, fortunate or not, in terms of making money, I think everybody had a different way of making money, but that money in your pocket could be gone anytime. You can be rich today. Oh yeah, a good example, the Therion. You know that the company that the richest woman had it, right? That does the blood test.
I'm not 100% familiar with it.
So this lady, she came out with a way to do a 2-second blood test. And now it's just basically, you know how when you do a blood test, you gotta wait a day, right, to get the result back. She came out with a way that will quickly do it in 2 or 3 seconds per test. And then she came out with this company, and that company at one time made her one of the richest women in America. Well, guess what? Turns out the result was flawed, and the people who running it doesn't know what they're doing. She's being sued, and she's bankrupt immediately. So, you know, you can be the richest person today and be the poorest person tomorrow. Just like that.
I mean, I think we can all agree it's not about the money, it's about the quality of life.
It is. And somehow, I think I make decent amount of money, but at the same time, I don't get to experience a lot of things that other people does have. So, and that's something I regret. I mean, I did live poor, you know, a lot of time in my life. I went homeless for months, part of my life, and I really understand, you know, the money that I have right now, it can be gone anytime, anywhere. For me, money is just a means to live. How much I have, and, you know, doesn't change who I am, or it doesn't make me any better. You know, a lot of people has much more life experience, and they don't have money because they spend all their money on the life experience, and which is good. When an old man once told me this, okay, he says, everything that you have are burden to your existence. So the more you have, the more burden you have. It's not the more you get to enjoy. It's more responsibility that you're gonna have. So, you know, we are chained down. We are a prisoner of our own belongings, right? So you can be super rich and have 10 houses. Well, at the same time, you're chained down by that 10 houses. You have to maintenance it. You have to continuously pay for them. You're a prisoner now for those belongings. But at the same time, if you don't have anything, you live in a nice farm, you enjoy your day every day, you're not chained down by anything. At any given time, you can just say, I'm done with this place, I'm gonna leave. Freedom is why you exchanged.
Do we lose Jonathan, or is he paying attention?
I have no idea. He's not saying anything.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, there we go, because I can. Am I back? Yes, I am.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and a homeless guy told me this. I was like, yeah, you're so right. You're absolutely right, because I feel like I can't just take off and do whatever I want to do a lot of the time, and because of that, sometimes I don't like the position I am in, and a lot of the time I actually tell people is that I have money right now, but none of you will switch your life with me. None of you. If you know what I have to deal with all the time, and a lot of people agree. I always think so. None of you will change their life for mine. Well, maybe they will do it for the current point, but they will not swap the whole life. Like, from when I'm 1 year old to now, what I've been through and what I had to deal with. No one will change it. And at the same time, now if they know my burden, they will not want to live my life.
Well, for the longest time, on my Facebook, I had something that said, walk a mile in my shoes, and you'll see if you can get as far as I have.
It's very different. It's not... Everyone has their own, book, right? So, holy shit. And then it's just not easy for everybody to live the same life. I don't know. Life is such a deep subject that not everybody had a different theory about it, and the poor people want to be rich and the rich people want to be poor. So the other side of the grass is always greener.
You know who actually invented that saying?
No, I don't.
A ranch owner.
Is it?
About horses, because if you've ever owned horses or anything, you'll notice they always stick their head through the fence or under the fence to try and get the grass that's on the other side. No matter what kind of grass you grow in their pastures, you can have perfect Kentucky bluegrass in there, and they'd still want the crabgrass on the outside.
Yeah, it's just the way it is. We have a story where an emperor traveled out, and one time he was really hungry, so he ate one of those buns that we have made out of wheat. So it's really hard. It's dry and hard and doesn't have any taste whatsoever. But the king tasted, and then one day he's back to his on five hate them stop. Oh, you have 5 horses? That's crazy. So one day he back to his emperor and palace, and he's eating all kind of fish, all kind of good things that you can think of. And he said, I miss that bun thingy. It tastes like nothing, but I miss that. And nobody know how to make it because they're all like so rich, they don't know what that is. So he had to travel all the way back to just realize that all the people are eating that. Horses. I live in a farm. I grew up in a farm area, but in Taiwan we don't really have horses. We have cows, like buffaloes, kind of thing. We don't have horses. I ride horses before. I don't know if I will end up ever own horses. They're not easy. Cool,
Yeah.
Jonathan.
I've rode horses, I've broke horses, I've been almost broken by horses.
Horses. I mean, I know people who owns them. I love them too. And you need a lot of land. You need a lot of care. You need like special vets. It's not easy. Not something I can deal with. I mean, I'm complaining that I always have too much time, but I don't know if I want to spend the time taking care of horses. Not easy stuff.
Oh yeah, when you figure that you brush a horse generally before and after you ride it, and then when their coats change in the seasons, and most people that don't know about horses don't realize you use several different brushes, and the first brush that you use is like a curry comb, and what it is you actually kind of do it a little rougher, and that's actually because it's massaging their muscles to loosen them up.
Yeah, when you brush them, you gotta use a different one because it clean up the knots. It grooms them, and then you had to use a softer brush to get it all shiny and soft. It's a lot of work.
All these horses that people see in shows and stuff, those horses have been brushed for hours and hours and hours.
Yeah, I love to see those things, but I know how much work it gotta go behind that. It's too much work for me. I mean, I like to take care of things though. I'm a collector, so I collect a lot of stuff, and I'll take them out and reorganize them. But when it comes to animals, I just feel differently. I mean, I have 2 dogs before. One dog passed away, and that broke my heart. So I don't know if I can handle horses. I grew up with dog all my life too, but
Well, if you don't want to you don't want to worry about losing an animal, get an African gray parrot. They live like 75 years.
what? What are we talking about?
If you want to get an animal and you don't want to worry about them dying before you, get a parrot. Most of them live like 60, 70 years.
Oh, parrots? Yeah, but I don't know. Where
Horses
I grew up
live-
has a lot of birds, and then a lot of family has birds. I just don't know if I want to listen to them chirp all day and talk all day. Parrots talk, right? So when they repeat certain things, probably piss me off a lot.
And horses can live to early to mid 40s.
Well, that's a long time. That's a long time. It's a commitment.
Well, then you know what? You want something to get them all? Buy a tortoise. Have it for 100 years. If you outlive the tortoise, you are a god.
A lot of Asian family that I have, they live to 90s. My wife's grandparents, they are in their 90s, and they're still living pretty well. Well, the grandma has a lot of cancer, all kind of weird cancer, but she's still surviving like champ.
Not saying anyone would own Galapagos turtle or tortoises because they're massive, but the one just died not that long ago, and it was like 130 something.
Yeah, turtle can live a long time. One of the things that it can last forever, lobsters. Did you know you can raise lobster forever?
Sea urchins, actually. The oldest living creature they've ever found was a sea urchin, and they took one of its spines and dated it back to like 400 and some odd years.
That's one of the things I always question, whether or not they can really date it that accurately.
Let's be honest. Most carbon dating is accurate only to it's generally off, kind of like a GPS is off by like so many yards. It's generally off anywhere from 5 years to 20 years. So, and when it starts getting back into the millions, it can be off 100,000 years.
Yeah, so I don't know if it could be that, when they say that turtle was 1,000 years. Well, I don't know. Can you really prove that's 1,000 years? I don't think so, but I guess if you want to say that's really, really old, I'll believe it. But giving me an actual age, or maybe. Talking about age, though, what do you think about those Egyptian cigars? That's like $300,000.
I don't really know anything about them. I could look them up. It's just, why?
So they found cigars in Egyptian tombs, and they auctioned them off, and people actually smoked them.
Why?
I don't know. It should have no taste, right? Because by then it's all dry as hell. It's just dry leaves bundled up, like really roughly rolled up stogies. But they say it's because it's fermented so long, it's a special treat. But if I gotta spend hundreds of thousands of dollars into one cigar, I don't think I ever smoke it.
No. It's like, that's another one of those status things, just to say you have it. Yep, I've got the wealth. I paid, $300K for a cigar.
That's crazy, right?
Why would you pay for one cigar $300K when you could have bought a house?
Right? But they just have too much money and nowhere to spend. They want to auction Egyptian tomb cigars. I'm pretty sure that tastes like shit. But you know, it's
I
interesting.
mean, but look at all these family money in the Middle East, all the oil families, man, that have, you know, old money that just will never run out
Yeah,
until everything dries up.
they basically say they have so much money, it's their duty to spend them because I have no place to put it.
I mean, what you hear about if you look up the car collections of, you know, the Sultan or whatever the hell it is nowadays, where he's got like 200 of this type of car and 200 of that and 100 of this and 400 of these. It's like you're not even gonna be able to drive all the cars you own in a lifetime. You just bought them because you could.
Oh yeah, I definitely know what you mean. I went to visit one of my clients, and he's from Saudi Arabia. He lives in Dubai, and then
Abu Dubai.
right in Dubai. Yeah, I went to that one of the most expensive hotel, like 7-star hotel, or something like that. But I didn't get to live in there. I just went over there to meet him. He literally doesn't buy, or he buys cars, but he drives them for one day. Like he will wake up in the morning and says, "I want to buy that car," and then they will deliver the car, all registered and everything. He will drive it for that one day and just leave it wherever his end destination is. He just leave it there.
That's ungodly. That's stupid.
Right? I was like, just give it to me. He said, yeah, you can take it if you ship it out of the country, do whatever you want. He just leave the key in there and he just leave it there. He doesn't need it.
Well, yeah, because where you can look up the car collections that all these people have, you can also look up the graveyard of exotics and super exotic cars that people like Bugattis and Ferraris and Lamborghinis that they just abandon.
Yeah, it's crazy. And then literally he drop it off and leave it there. I said, why do you do that? He said, I don't have enough space to park these cars. I buy a car every day. I don't have space for it. Somebody else can take it. You know, I'm done with this car. It's crazy. And it's just the way they spend money is retarded. And they give like gold bricks for like beggars over there.
I mean, because my friend has family in Abu Dhabi, and he's like, a janitor makes like $700,000 there.
Just on
a
tips.
Janitor.
Just on tips.
Like
they have like gold vending machines over there, and they just like, oh, whatever, you know, you want a piece of gold? There you go.
I mean, well, you've seen the Dubai butcher, the Salt Bay guy.
Yes, he had a restaurant in New York actually. It wasn't that good though.
Yeah, but that's where he gets all his money. He's from Dubai.
He wasn't that famous before. I think a few of his friends were so rich that they chipped in for him to open a restaurant. And then because they are rich people, right? They get all the other rich people to go, and that's how he got famous. But he's not that good at it.
Well, he ends up paying a lot of people, is what he ends up doing. Since he got his celebrity, he starts paying people. Like he'll pay celebrities to come to his restaurants.
Yeah, but he have so many like high-end friends. Like P Diddy goes to his restaurant regularly, so just to hang out.
And God, we don't want to talk about that man. That man has done some dumb stuff in his career.
He was one of those rich kids, so grew up rich.
I mean, you hear, did you hear about what happened with Apple Ciroc? Because P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, Sean Combs, whatever you want to call him, he originally started out as Puff Daddy.
Yeah. I didn't hear what happened. What's going on with it?
Well, they pulled his Apple Ciroc off the shelves for a while because they found trace amount of cocaine in him.
Yeah. Well,
that's one way to get people hooked on your stuff.
I don't know. For them, they're so rich, they wanted to find stupid things to do, just to get attention. I think sometimes.
Oh, Glenn's back.
Glenn's back. What's going on, Glenn? Welcome back. Had a long phone call, yeah. What? You missed a lot of stuff. Jonathan definitely missed out on that cigar burn.
Oh, you mean your bang stick burn?
Oh yeah, definitely. That's a crazy, crazy burn. Next time I had you go back to smoke regular cigars, where that's not Rocky Patel.
You're cool, Glenn.
You're all set. You're good. I mean, no one else is really on right now. Jonathan went off to charge his phone because his phone's dead. There's got to be a better way to do this for sure. But that podcasting is kind of cool. We should totally do that once in a while. Find like a topic and do it.
I mean, I could actually, realistically, I've got the iPhone headphones. If I plugged my headphones right in, I could still do it off the laptop.
We should totally. I had to figure out how to do it for sure. To run a podcast. It'll be fun. I actually think it would be fun because we can talk about a lot of stuff. I don't know if it will be all cigar related, but it'll be fun.
I've talked to Glenn personally for hours and hours.
To live show, yeah. I mean, I definitely need some help with what kind of technology I would need to run something like that. I can go get a microphone and everything. Right now I'm using a webcam, because I usually don't do this kind of stuff. I don't really make video. This channel had started out because a proof of concept for one of my clients, so I just kept it.
Yeah, Tony, if you need a guitar, Glenn's your man. He'll make you a custom one.
Wait, guitar? Yes? No? Guitar? Did you just talk about guitars?
Yeah, if you want a custom guitar, Glenn's your man.
Glenn, we need to talk about it. I need one. Glenn, I'm a Les Paul guy, and I love something. Yes.
The last time me and Glenn were talking, I was talking about the '58 Les Paul.
Yes. You know, recently the Gibson guitars are such bad quality. I bought 3 and had to return 3, only because the paint quality on it is horrible. So I would really love a custom guitar, man. But give me a good price, though. Don't charge me a Les Paul price. What? No, don't charge me a Gibson Les Paul price. I'll trade cigar for it. Yeah, I love guitars, man. Yeah, message me with photos, man. I'd love to see it. Those are cool, man.
He could always join in on the chat if he wanted to on Skype.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, Glenn, if you want to join, go ahead. Call us. I mean, we can call you, technically. I always forget everybody in the forum, in the group that's from various talents. So, I mean, obviously we have Mike Clark that makes good cigar ashtrays, and something I can't do for sure, and I'm always impressed when somebody can make something like that. And I know guitar is not, well, guitar itself is very basic, right? But making it is hard, man.
Right.
Right? You gotta get everything right. It's hard.
And it's like, pick a color, because Glenn's wife does all the staining and color making of it, so you can literally have it at any color you want.
Man, well, we need to talk about how much it's gonna cost, but I definitely want one. I definitely want one. I'll hang it in my room. I'll put it right here. Right here. See this empty spot? It needs something. Chris, you want to invite him? I don't have his Skype. What's your Skype? Do you have him on Skype?
I don't have him on Skype. I've always called him through Messenger.
Glenn, why don't you private message Chris with your Skype screen name so he can call you up? Jonathan, did you like that ashtray? You love that ashtray, right? That one is so cool, and the weight is so light. I was surprised how light it is.
So was I.
Right? Like it's crazy. Jonathan, you missed it. You missed it. I was smoking a Rocky Patel, and you missed the burn on it, man. It was like the freakiest, weirdest burn ever. Yo, Chris, why don't you call him up right now? I'm gonna run to the bathroom. I'll be back in like a minute.
All right.
Be right back.
All right.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
What's up?
What?
Tony went to.
My brothers. What we got? Hey, Glenn. Oh, look at those axe in the back. Look at those axe in the back.
Hold on, let me move that down. Right, though? Oh, Glenn's not scared. He'll show them to you. You want to see one of them, he'll grab one for you.
All those are custom? Like, did you make all those?
No. So, no, I didn't make all of them. No, well, okay, so hold on. The one, hold on. So, this one is a Fender Stratocaster, but it's a custom made and it's signed by Jimmy Vaughn, which is Stevie Ray Vaughn's brother.
Nice. Whoa, those are beautiful things. So do you actually have like a shop to make those the body and the neck?
Yes.
That's some serious work.
So here's one that. Yes. So here's one that my wife and I made. Here's one that my wife and I made.
That is beautiful. Jonathan, you can see, right? That's a really nice sheen. Like the color is great. Hey,
Oh, Nate's trying to get in too.
let's see how many we can fit in this. Let's do it. That's all good. This is awesome. Yeah, I love the paint. Look at that. The gloss is great. The switch is cool though. That I've never seen that kind of switch. So you put all the knob and switch in the same side, right? For the pickup. All good, Jonathan. You can join next time. We have this figured out next time.
So I do all of it, like everything.
Wow. That is amazing. I'm getting all excited because I love guitar and like, it's hard to find a good one. So
I got something for you. Give me a minute, Tony. Give me, because I'm gonna go get something for you. I got a Les Paul right now. I have a Les Paul.
go ahead. Man, I'm getting all excited for, you know, for guitars, so. Am I frozen? No, I'm blinking, so I'm okay.
No, Nate was trying to call, and I tried to add.
All right, so this one is one that is almost ready to have the 5 magic color, okay? So she does all the staining and dyeing.
Oh, look at that shape. It's beautiful. So, oh, look at that. So what do you use on the fret? Is it rosewood?
Yes, this one is a rosewood fretboard, yes.
Hey, Nate, he's back.
So it's, yes.
That is beautiful. That is, so, I know it's a Les Paul shape, but you machined that yourself, right?
That particular one I did not machine myself.
But you could.
The thing is, I have suppliers and people. I could, but in some instances, I can buy the body and I can buy the neck, okay? And then I put it all together and get everything set right and get everything done. And then we do all the color, all the finish. Then we put all the hardware, and we can pick up whatever pickups you want, whatever bridge, whatever nut. We customize the hardware.
That is so cool. That is really cool. Because I don't modify my guitars. I just buy them. I actually like the way they sound usually when I buy them, so I don't really customize them. And for me, that, you know, for me that is, if I can customize the way it comes out, it's really cool.
So I don't know if Nate's with us or not.
His name is
So
there.
So Tony, what we can do is, of course, not right now, but what we can do is.
Oh, there it is.
Glenn, I know that you are watching the feed to listen to us, but it's probably better if you just listen.
Yeah,
to the
let me mute the feed. My bad.
Yeah.
My bad.
If you want, it's probably better if you just listen to the feed from Skype. So that is,
Yeah, that's what I'm doing now. I'm sorry. I just forgot to mute it. My bad. My bad.
Tony made me cut off my video because I wouldn't stop walking around.
I know, he was making me dizzy. You know, I was smoking and drinking at the same time, and he just go all over the place.
So hold up a second, guys. I'm going to get me a refresher on this drink, and I'm going to grab me a stick.
Sure.
All right, I'll be right back.
All right. Nate, did you took that long to get home? Nate, you there?
I don't know. I don't think he's here. I thought he was.
His name's still on there.
I see his name on your screen.
Yeah, so he should be here.
Either that or he's having problems with a mic or something.
Oh, that's possible. Yeah, maybe he's tried to find a headphone. Three or four in the call. So someone is not around.
So, well, 3 would be me, you, and Glenn right now.
Yeah, so he's not on there right now. He probably had it muted or something, or just on a different screen.
I told you, man, Glenn's guitars are the shit.
Yeah, I mean, one thing I'm excited, but at the same time, if I think about how much money I end up doing this, kind of scared.
I'm sure he could build you one for a reasonable price.
I'm pretty sure he could. Yeah, just a lot of time when I buy guitars, I get scared myself how much money and that costing. Is he back? No, he's not back. Now let's see, with that many people on this, how often this streaming thing is gonna crash.
We can get it to crash 4 or 5 more times.
All right, all right.
All right.
Cheers, gentlemen.
What are you having for drinks?
Crown and Coke.
Oh, nice.
And the stick of choice is
Plasencia.
The Oma Forte.
Good stuff.
yep, the
talking-
pretty.
We were talking about that while you were in your phone call.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we.
You know, Chris, I told you I used to do live shows twice a week, and my wife did them once a week. Well, a dude from back in that day called me, and he was pretty buzzed, and I was having a hard time getting away from the dude. But I finally got that covered, so I came back to you guys. I was like, oh, shit, you're still there. I'm going to jump back in.
Well, we were chatting, and before we know it, it's like 2 hours in. So, but I got time.
Now, that's cool, man. If y'all ready to go, that's cool, but I'm going to have a stick and a drink. And
Yeah, enjoy yourself, man.
Free.
Definitely enjoy yourself. I mean, I already had my steak, so I'm just gonna drink water and I'll kind of cool it down a little bit. But you know.
Damn it! What did I do with my glasses? Shit. Hold on.
Yeah, you two are the ones I talk to the most.
I'm honored.
Oh, ask Glenn. One night I was I had some issues, so I asked if he was free to talk, and he answered.
Cool. I mean, it's what happened when you work for yourself. Got time, yeah.
So I don't need glasses to see, to move around and do stuff, but when I'm reading and I'm sitting at my computer, I need my reading glasses, and I'm like, shit, I left them on the bar when I was making that drink. Get this toasted up right quick, man. Y'all discuss amongst yourselves.
Yeah, it's okay. You know, something like Plasencia, you definitely want to toast it well. It smells great.
I bought a box of them. So you remember when Tim had Will from Plasencia on the show?
Yes, that's when I bought. I was gonna buy a box actually, but then the special he was running is not really a special, so I end up not getting it because I already had a box sitting around. So I was hoping that.
So what happened? See, what had happened was,
Those magic
My
words
wife
say
and I went
it
to
ain't gonna be the truth.
we went to a cigar event here in Houston, and we met Will there. And I bought a box of them from Will while we were there. But he also gave me 4 of the 1898s that you can't get in the U.S. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
The ones that Tim mentioned on the show that night. You can't get them, blah, blah. Well, Will's boss was there, and we all cut up, me and my wife and those two cut up for a while and had a good time. And he's like, here, take some of these with you, too. So he gave us 4 of the 1898s as well. Just gave them to us.
Oh, lucky you. I'm jealous.
So I haven't tried one yet. It's been resting now for over a month in my Tupperware, but I just been letting them slide. No, it's actually in one of my wooden humidors, actually. But anyway, I just let them ride. I'm just like, I'll break one out when it's a special thing or whatever. Maybe Thanksgiving I'll burn one and see how it goes.
We should do a chat session on that so you can tell us how it is.
Sure, man. So, here's the deal with my chapter. Well, it's not my chapter, but I've been doing the footwork for it, okay? The leg work.
Which region, right? Hey, Chris, you didn't. Which
He's
chapter?
Lower Great Plains.
Yeah, I'm Lower Great Plains. Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, and 1/3 of Nebraska.
Ah, okay.
But we haven't had a poll yet because I'm having a problem getting anybody else to put their name in the hat to be president. And I don't want to just be like by default, like I just claim it. You know what I mean? I'd like it to be like a poll. You know what I mean? I just feel like it should be voted on. You know, I mean, personally speaking.
Hey, Jonathan, have a good night, man. Nice talking to you, man.
Take care, Jonathan. Be well, man. Be well.
Night.
Are we? Is anybody else watching this, or should we close the streaming and just chat?
That we're gonna have to check out. I think it's
That's
just
us.
us.
Man. You're the guy running the stream.
It only shows 5 people watching, and I think that's 4 of us, and I'm watching myself. Obviously, that's 1, right? So I don't know if there's one more person sitting somewhere hiding.
Because what? How many people did that to us earlier? 2, 3?
Yeah. So
Just popped out of nowhere. Oh, I've been here for a while.
Oh yeah, that's back in my live broadcast time. We used to call them lurkers. They lurk.
That's what who said that? Dan? Dan said he was lurking?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he said he was looking for a while.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Well, I can keep it. At least I'll keep it on until it crashes. How's that?
What? We've already crashed it 4 or 5 times.
Yeah. So what's another? So yeah, I mean, in regard to chapter, it's really hard to get everybody on there. I mean, majority of the people on
I have like 60-something people already logged in, and I have about 15 or 20 in the chat that's for our region that's been started. So I'm on the way, but I'm trying to get other people to put their name in the hat for president so we can have a poll and let people vote. I just don't feel right. That's like, oh, I'm the man and that's it, and I'm taking it. You know what I'm saying?
The problem right now is that I feel like we got to a point where we should just take action, and when somebody starts to challenge it, then we have a vote.
Then we can hold a poll.
Right? So we should just do that. Anybody who stand up and says, I want to be a president, you say, okay, for now you are. If somebody come on and challenge it, we'll put a poll.
I mean,
I'm good with that, man. I'm good with that. I think I'll be all right with that. I just didn't want people to feel like I just came in and ramrodded my way into it. You know what I'm saying?
What do you think, Chris?
I already added Glenn to the El Presidente chat.
Yep.
But no one's been talking on that one, so.
That's because right now we're doing all the chatting, and we're kind of doing the chatting away from Anthony and Tim right now.
Yeah.
Which I don't think on that chat we need to clutter up with all the random shit we're talking about now.
Yeah.
Oh, no. I think that becomes, and besides, not everybody, okay, speaking as maybe like acting president, if you will, and you guys are already presidents or whatever, there's discussions that we may have that everybody else don't need to know about. You know what I mean? And it's not like it's like a secret or whatever, but it's just things that where like a forum where we can share ideas and what's working in my region that may or may not work in your region, and what's working, you know, where we can share information as presidents of these regions, not as just members. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah, I had a video chat with Tim the other day. I was pissed off, and he actually called me up, and he basically said that he wanna have a unified way of running all the chapters. So he had to have a lot of thinking to do, but well, who knows how long that's gonna take. Basically, I'm trying to be the guinea pig, right? I try to do everything and then see which one works, which one doesn't. So.
Well, you know, we can all, I mean, of course, at the end of the day, when the smoke clears, Tim's the man. But we're all doing this basically under his company's name. And by all means, he needs to have the final freaking say, I think. That's just out of respect. I think that's how it needs to be.
Hey guys, there's only 3 watching right now, so I'm pretty sure it's only 3 of us. I'm gonna close that feed so we can have an actual chat, because I think when we talk about chapter stuff, we don't really want to share some of these stuff. All right.
Right.
Right on, man. Go ahead and shut her down.
All right.
Give me 1 second.